Hello, welcome to The Update. I'm Abby Smith. It's the first day of what threatens to be the driest spring since 2019. The Bureau of Meteorology says there's a 70% chance of an El Nino this summer. Telehealth doctor Sarah Kavanagh is reminding allergy sufferers to be prepared.
Spring will always bring higher pollen numbers, and with that can certainly trigger increased cases of hay fever and asthma.
Overseas to South Africa, and 12 children are among more than 70 people killed in a high-rise fire in Johannesburg. The building had been condemned but was being used by the homeless migrants and squatters. President Cyril Ramaphosa says it's a great tragedy.
This incident calls on all of us to reach out to survivors, to help restore people's physical, psychological well-being, and to offer all material help and assistance.
Back home, pharmacy prescription rules have changed from today. We'll be able to get 60 days' worth of medicine from a chemist. Doctors will be able to provide one subscription for 12 months for certain patients, reducing the number of times they need to visit their GP. But pharmacists say they're concerned the move will affect other aspects of free healthcare people can obtain when they visit. The ACTU says Labor's proposed workplace reforms are a sensible but modest change. The federal government plans to improve protections for some casuals and labour hire workers. Unions leader Sally McManus says those who oppose the reforms are only protecting their profits.
They want to keep wages where they are, and they quite enjoy the fact that they've got these legal loopholes that provide them ways out of paying people properly.
New data shows house prices have continued to bounce back ahead of the spring selling season. There's been a 3.5% national jump in property prices so far this year. Brisbane and Sydney have led the house price surge, while Melbourne has seen a drop of around 1%. Australian and European officials have resumed trade talks. The discussions come just weeks after a proposed free trade deal fell through. And Donald Trump has pleaded not guilty to charges of election interference in the state of Georgia. The former president and 18 co-defendants are accused of pressuring local election officials to overturn the result. Trump waives his right to appear in court for an arraignment and entered his not guilty plea through court filings. Entertainment and sport next. The AFLW competition returns tonight, almost 300 days since Melbourne claimed their maiden premiership. The Demons take on Collingwood. AFLW chief Nicole Livingston says a significant amount of planning has gone into the season to capitalise on the enthusiasm around women's sport in the wake of the Matildas' success at the World Cup.
We don't have the green and gold fever, but we do have your team that you barrack for, and women out there running around in your team's Guernsey and doing battle against the other 17 clubs.
Switching codes, the Melbourne Storm has defeated the Brisbane Broncos 32-22. It's the 14th time in a row the Storm has beaten the Broncos. Fullback Ryan Pappenhausen says he's got a different appreciation for the game after returning from injury.
Played a bit of everything tonight. I started fullback, moved to the halves and then finished off in the ruck. So, I don't know, it's just I've got a different appreciation for the game now, and that was special. I feel the boys debuting and probably a squad that doesn't usually play together, and we spoke about all week of just that whole next man up, and really proud of the boys.
And Alex de Minaur and Chris O'Connell are the only Australians in action on day 4 of the US Open today. In entertainment news, Madonna is well and truly back on her feet after that health scare. The Queen of Pop has been spotted cycling in New York Central Park with some friends. A bacterial infection landed her in intensive care in June. Dire Straits guitarist Jack Sonni has died at age 68. Sonni toured with the band for the 1985 album Brothers in Arms. It became the first ever album to sell over 1 million copies in CD format. And the Neighbours theme song has been re-recorded ahead of the show's relaunch. It's been redone by Chris Sebastian, the brother of Guy.
Neighbours, everybody needs good neighbours with a little understanding.
New episodes of Neighbours will air from September 18. And that's the latest from the Nova podcast team. We'll see you this afternoon for another episode of The Update.